All right, Stelios, cheer us up a bit, shall you?
Right. Do you want to have a vasectomy? That's right, I'm asking you. Do you want to have a vasectomy? We have free vasectomies for everyone. But you're going to have to go to Chicago to the National Democrat Convention, which is absolutely insane. Now, let me just tell you, there's Planned Parenthood, which is a sort of NGO, an organization or something, that is providing free vasectomies for all men at the DNC. And we have here Eric Elliott, who is celebrating and saying this is a huge win for all XY people and will help with climate change, endangered species, border security, inflation, housing shortages, and bring peace to the world and stuff.
So you're telling me left-wingers are choosing not to have children?
I don't know, but would you say that vasectomies could also help with two-tier justice system and policing?
I'm making sure, because I had a vasectomy. That is the snip, right? Yeah, that's the snip. Yeah, I had a vasectomy some years ago, and it's been quite amazing because I've seen you know, peace break out everywhere I've gone, and I just thought it was my charisma, but clearly it's because I had my balls snipped. That might be it. Who knew?
The Democrats here have a Frida Womb, the inflatable intrauterine device, and they just have it there. It's an 18 feet tall, just to celebrate the DNC.
This is a perfectly normal expression of political belief, isn't it? This is, as the commentator there points out, that they're calling J.D. Vance, Trump's VP pick, weird, whilst having inflatable wombs outside of their convention.
Yeah, because it's all about the appearance. I mean, it is relevant. Josh, it has to be relevant.
Okay.
I don't even know what it is that I'm looking at. Explain it to me.
I don't know. I think that this is the device that doctors use to perform several.
That's the IUD, is it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
For some reason, they thought it was a good idea to just have an 18 feet tall device like that outside the National Democrat Convention.
Right, okay, I'm getting it now. Yeah, a bit weird, that, innit?
Yeah, so we have a lot of cogent arguments against Christian street preachers. And I'm warning you, I'm going to play this. And I think that we always need to listen to the opposition, because in listening to the opposition and listening to what the other side says, we can also improve our arguments. Look.
Well, I for one feel like my arguments are improved now.
Yes. I don't know, it's just around the DNC and also within the DNC. I'll show you both. It's just, we just have so many magical moments. Just,
I mean,
look, she's
I spent
clearly
4
possessed.
years at university studying psychology, and even I'm sort of astonished at this.
And
what I love about these trans rights activists is they're also logical and sane, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not agree with them when they come across with such compelling arguments as going, "Ah!"
Exactly.
I mean, it convinces me.
Yeah. And also they're making some claims about the sexual orientation of God. But apparently, we could also ask, if they made the same kind of comments about the God of another religion, would they get such a treatment?
Well, Allah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them try.
If we suggested that Allah was perhaps bisexual, there might be a bit of a kick-off, might there? So, of course, I'm not doing that. But the reason I'm not doing that is because I'm afraid to do that, because there's a pretty good chance that I will get targeted. I don't want to target him. That's where we're at.
Right. But you would expect that people from Palestine and people from the Middle East would be particularly friends of the LGBTQ lobby, wouldn't you? I mean, last time I checked, that was what the Democrats were trying to tell us.
As you know, Saudi Arabia and that area is notoriously gay friendly.
They shout it.
It's basically a mecca for gay people.
They shout it from the rooftops, don't they?
Yeah.
No, they throw you from the rooftops. I think
that's what
the phraseology for. Yeah.
So here we have protests outside the DNC, and in this case we have a lot of leftists actually protesting against Biden and Kamala Harris, and they're joined together with LGBTQ flag, with pride flags, and also with Palestinian flags. Just you can't make this up. We have here also Fatties Against Fascism joining the pro-Palestine.
They've rolled in the
marches.
tank division.
Exactly, shouting that Palestine will be free. You see them here.
Free Palestine! From the rivers to the sea!
It's like Baron Harkonnen from Dune is joining the Free Palestine protest or something. Here we have a lot of hatred against the police, and there are also further questions as to whether such kind of hatred would be allowed if the people who displayed it weren't people from these communities. We have people who are constantly shaming police officers, and they're saying, shame on you pig and F you pig. But apparently there's nothing to be done about it. That's not a hate crime in the eyes of leftists. And we have also people who are saying a lot of stuff. They are breaking the fence. Now, let me just show you this. What is interesting is that, as a lot of people have pointed out, the Democrats aren't in favor of the requirement of an ID for voting, but they are in favor of the requirement of an ID for entering the DNC, the Democrat National Committee. And that is interesting because they have miles of fences around the...
But I thought they didn't like borders.
Well, it depends who is being left out.
It's funny that.
So the pro-Palestine protesters and the LGBTQ crowd that is joining them, and also the Fatties Against Fascism that are joining them, are trying to destroy the fence and go in and hijack the DNC, and basically saying that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are war criminals and stuff like that.
Yeah, well.
So it's very peaceful. Now here we have a piece of very, very advanced leftist logic. I don't know where we can find these arguments, but they are really saying reproductive justice means Palestinian liberation. Now, do you understand what this is supposed to mean?
I don't quite understand the link between the two.
It's just a word salad, isn't it? It means there's no possible logical meaning attached to that at all. Reproductive justice, I don't even know what that is, but it certainly does not equate to Palestinian liberation. It cannot do that. You get a mathematician to write that down as a piece of algebra, you'd be getting 0 points for that, because it can't possibly hold true. It's simple.
Yeah,
but I tell you what is interesting.
Math is racist.
Yeah, well, of course, math's racist. So I forgot about that. I forgot about that. But it's quite interesting, though, isn't it? How the pro-Palestinian lot seem to get absolutely everywhere and have a complete and utter pass to do that. I don't know why they're not seen as the far right. I don't know why they're not seen as dangerous pro-terrorists. I don't get that. Again, I don't understand how you can condemn some symbolism and give other symbolism as pass. For instance, the judge who let off those two rioters, protesters, because they were carrying carrying the symbols of the parachutists from the October the 7th massacre. The judge let them off. Just let them off. Why? Because if you're woke, it seems like you are pro-Palestinian.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why being woke equals being pro-Palestinian, why being left equals being pro-Palestinian. I don't understand how these pro-Palestinian nutters, terrorists, terrorist sympathizers, terrorist supporters, they get in absolutely everywhere. Just a few weeks ago, I was at a Pride March in Newcastle, and the Chief Constable of Northumbria was marching behind people chanting "From the river to the sea, Palestine shall be free," and Intifada riot and all this sort of stuff. A Chief Constable marching behind them. How does that happen? Can you imagine her at a Tommy Robinson rally? Can you imagine that? It's not going to happen, is it?
Well, this sort of thing just has no place in the West. We've got no involvement with it, really. You know, perhaps in the United States they are at least sending a lot of weapons to Israel, so there's a bit more legitimacy there. But this still goes on in Britain and in other European countries as well, which goes to show, you know, we have no involvement whatsoever with the conflict. It's going to go on anyway, and it's just signalling. I
agree with you, and I wanted to say that ultimately when they make pronouncements such as these, what they mean is, unless we get everything we want, we get nothing and we're victims, and victims require extra protection or are in a position where they have to defend themselves, and anything they're doing will be seen as being done in self-defense.
Yeah, it's a state of perpetual victimhood. They don't want to win because then they'd have nothing to moan about. That's the problem.
Exactly.
And I cannot believe that the Democrats have fallen for this. You know, the Democrats used to be quite intelligent once upon a time.
Yeah.
But not any longer. They fall for all of it.
Exactly. Here we have something that is really interesting and very considerate on behalf of Democrats. We have a gender-neutral praying room within the convention. Mm-hmm. We can play this here. I don't know if that makes sense. Does it make sense?
No.
You might have to just pan through dragging the video across, because Twitter
we have some technical difficulties, but you can just see here, gender-neutral praying room. Yes, let us refresh it.
Oh, there we go.
There we go, these prayer mats there.
Gender-neutral prayer room.
So it's interesting as well that they've got Islamic prayer mats there.
Just open it here. Maybe it's for if someone is of that faith and also has an LGBTQ orientation or something.
I'm
sure it's for non-binary Buddhists.
Maybe.
What are we even looking at? I mean, what is a gender-neutral Islamic prayer room? Have they desexed Allah? Is their God no longer the sort of strong man spoken about by Muhammad?
The interesting thing that they've conceded here is that in most other prayer rooms, women are not allowed in the same room as the men, and same in mosques as well. There are specific prayer rooms for women and men, and they're not allowed to mix. So that the fact they've got a gender-neutral Islamic prayer room is actually quite controversial in a sense.
I mean, it's the Democrats who did it. Okay, here we have mosque-free Palestine protester taking the stage, shouting, "Palestine will be free" all the time. John Fetterman here, Senator John Fetterman, said that he would skip the convention because he can't handle it. He cannot handle looking at the anti-Israel madness. I have to say, I don't understand his position, because he's supposed to be a politician. He's supposed to argue for his views, so he should be at the convention and he should make his points. Here we have a very animated Randi Weingarten at the DNC. She's on stage and raging and screeching or jumping up and down, talking about Kamala Harris and how she's needed. She resembles some figures from the mid-20th century with a kind of passion and vigor.
I don't remember them being quite so flamboyant, but there we go.
No, but they are trying to overcompensate for the tired image of Biden for the last years. And now we have a very funny thread you can check here from Vigilant Fox, who's talking about 10 most embarrassing moments at the DNC. And I want to show you two. One is Biden talking about women not having electrical power.
What? In his decision overturning Roe v. Wade, as you heard earlier tonight, the United States Supreme Court majority wrote the following, quote, "Women are not without electoral or political."
Maybe, I don't know, there needs to be a new energy policy for women. And here we have the stunning. Some random state senator says that Trump could even weaponize the Department of Justice to go after his political opponents.
Oh, that would be terrible, wouldn't it?
Imagine the authoritarianism, yeah.
It would be awful if, say the Democrats did that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be authoritarianism, wouldn't it be?
It would, yeah.
I mean, if they get into power and they meet with Keir Starmer, I'm pretty sure that will be on the list.
Yeah. Right, here we have Joe Biden saying that there were fewer border crossings today than when Donald Trump left office.
Which even the government data disputes.
It disputes.
His own government's data is disputing his claims there.
But he also disputes it because he says something else. Just listen. Let me refresh. It is just delicious.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was just him normally, just pausing there at the podium.
Yeah, how can you tell, yeah.
Kamala and I are committed to strengthening legal immigration.
He just said, Kamala and I are committed to strengthening illegal immigration.
Well, that was a great Freudian slip there, wasn't it? I think, what is it, 1 million a year now, illegal? So we think we have it bad in the UK. But in America, it's ridiculous.
No idea. It's just, it's just that there are so many funny moments. And here I want you to listen to a union leader who has a very nice voice, by the way. And she's essentially promising Darth labor. Dark labor.
I thought you said Darth Vader then. I thought you were promising.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, promised Darth Vader.
labor after Order 66.
They're going to build a Death Star, are they?
President of SEIU, representing 2 million service and care workers. We're all in for Kamala Harris because Kamala Harris has always been all in for us. Vice President Harris joined fast food workers on the picket line, and she walked a day in the shoes of a home care worker. She shares our vision for a modern-day labor movement, a movement that meets the needs of workers in the 21st century, and an economy that is ready for the future. It is going to be together that we write new rules to make it easier for all workers to join a union.
No, you have to listen to
it. And we are going to build a younger, darker, hipper, fresher, sneaker-wearing labor movement.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Can you play some nails on a chalkboard so I can just sort of palate cleanse my ears there?
Yeah, what does she mean when she's saying to make a darker, hipper, sneaker-wearing labor movement?
I think we take her at her word. I think that's exactly what she wants. I think that she wants a world that is run by precisely that sort of people, to bring in this brave new world of complete and utter crap.
Yeah, and we see though how the working class is treated here by Starmer's government. That is supposed to be the new and forward-looking labor movement that is supposed to express the working classes.
Oh, the labor movement in this country has hated the working class for a long time. What they're doing, they've reimagined the white working class as basically a necessary evil. I think I honestly think that if they could turn back time, and that they could repeal the 1918 Act that gave people the vote, non-landowners the vote, I think that they would do that because they believe in democracy as a concept, providing it's not used by the wrong people. And the white working class are definitely the wrong people. We want them to have the vote in theory, providing that they don't use it. They are to borrow from Hillary Clinton, they're a basket of deplorables. That's what they are. And if only the government had the balls to repeal that act and take away their vote, then we wouldn't have the awful problem of Brexit. We wouldn't have the awful problem of the occasional Tory landslide. And we wouldn't have the awful problem of people being peed off because their vote doesn't seem to count. Well, let's stop it counting. Let's put these people back in their box. Let's put them back in their place, and let's just have the elites, the land-owning elites, the liberal elites, those who have a higher degree. Let them be the ones who have the suffrage, and let the rest provide services as Amazon drivers, as plumbers, as electricians, as gardeners. But my God, don't let them anywhere near the serious business of voting. That's what Keir Starmer would say were he honest.
Exactly, yeah. And what is something that we need to add here is that especially Keir Starmer and a lot of the new woke leftists, they're constantly using terms like far right and racist.
Well, it's true of the Democrats in America as well, and everything that can be said about, the white working classes can be translated quite nicely to them voting for Donald Trump. You can remove the word Brexit and say voting for Trump, And it is the same thing. It's going on across both sides of the Atlantic, isn't it?
But I think that when it comes to finding out how the notion of racism is used, I think I had a breakthrough. Today, some Welsh librarians had a breakthrough, and they said basically that people should avoid meeting in racist buildings.
I hate it when buildings are racist.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah. They have eyes and ears, and as a result,
bad intentions.
Yeah. We need to protect people from the sexist, racist male gaze of the white walls.
So what's the example of this racist building?
They say staff will be instructed in critical whiteness studies and dealing with a dominant paradigm of whiteness.
What, in
buildings
creating beautiful libraries?
Yeah, beautiful libraries are going to be
We've got to make libraries really ugly and have no books in them.
Yeah, I mean...
Bring back brutalism is what I say. Burn the books and bring back brutalism. And then everything will be fine, won't it? You know, I'm so far past caring about being called a racist. I honestly don't care. I know I'm not a racist, absolutely not a racist. But I'll tell you what, I'm definitely culturalist, because there are some cultures which I admire, that there are some cultures that I am proud to be a part of, and there are some cultures which I bloody well abhor and loathe, and I don't want them here. If they do come here, I want them to be only here on the condition that they are subject to British law and our way of life. Otherwise, bugger off.
Hi folks, thanks for watching. If you appreciate what we do and you'd like to help us continue doing it, as we are of course demonetized by the gods of YouTube, go over to lotuseast.com, spend £5 a month, sign up, support us, and go and watch our England Riots Roundtable, where we give our expert analysis as to why the recent riots in England happened. And of course, go over to x.com, formerly known as Twitter, and follow us at lotuseaters_com.